Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. As always, I say as always, it's become a regular thing over the last 2 weeks.
It's nice, isn't it?
Every Monday, I force you guys to do a video with me while we wait to do the podcast.
Waited years to get on AdamMcKola TV, and now I can't get off it.
Yes,
I love it here.
He loves it being on my channel.
I do.
I like being on your channel. What do you mean he does? I like it.
Yeah, I like
as
it.
well.
I love it. What about you?
I really
I don't
love
have
it.
to get dragged on it. I offer. I volunteer.
Right.
Please, can I come on your
Because
channel?
when I just said to you, come down, you went, I'm not on the pod. I went, you're on mine. And you went,
Wow. Kiss your teeth and all
I didn't do that.
he didn't even kiss his teeth. He went, kiss my teeth. He said it.
I said it to you. No, I said it to you. I said it to you. I said, kiss my teeth. No, that's what I said.
We are here, though. And I don't know why we're laughing, because some of the news that is just coming out in the last
No.
whatever minute.
It's anything
hours.
but funny, is it?
It's not funny. It's not funny. The match report after the Sheffield United game said at half-time it should have been Manchester United 1, Sheffield United 0, because Billy Sharp fouled De Gea and Martial had a goal. And just a bit of luck that he needed.
I know, mate. That's
The
what we
keeper
said.
dropping one at his feet.
We just said he needed like a bit of luck, like literally it comes off his ass, or it gets dropped to him and he just toe pokes it in or whatever. He got that, and it was disallowed for no reason.
Yeah.
And it's like,
How do you feel about it, though?
I'm
Now you
fuming.
see those.
We knew it anyway, didn't we? There was a slight debate, but we kind of got it. And it's just annoying because you've got VAR to stop this sort of shizzle, and it's still happening. And I don't want to get all conspiracy theories, but it's like, it's a bit funny in it how Klopp and a few of us were moaning.
Jose.
And then since then, we've hardly had any penalties. I don't think we've had one. And we've had bad decisions.
Maguire goal ruled out.
Burnley goal. Yeah, Maguire.
Yeah,
Perfectly
Fred wasn't
fine.
given that penalty against Fulham. I know we won the game anyway, but I think he was pretty clearly fouled.
100%.
The Luke Shaw one where he was tackled and it looked like it could have been a foul, but not given. You kind of go, fair enough. But in the midst of all of these poor decisions, the fact that Thiago for Liverpool made about 10 tackles, I think, 10 fouls without getting booked across 2 games against Man United, some of which were like break-stopping trips and counter-attacks and stuff against United. Like, I don't know if it's coincidence, but you think as a referee, we all said it as soon as Jose came out and said it, as soon as Klopp came out and said it, you go, they're trying to get referees to stop giving us penalties. And you would think as a referee, because it's not like they're all just thick people going, Klopp said that, I probably shouldn't give one. They know the tactics that managers employ. They know the tactics that players use to try to put off them, to try to question their integrity, to try to, look at other teams and all that sort of thing. So the fact that they are falling for it, or the fact that maybe you want to call it a coincidence that we have had seemingly a string of very strange decisions against us, including this one, which, the other ones you can say, oh, well, Maguire one, he climbed on him a bit, or the Fred one, he stepped across him, so it's not a foul. This one, the refs have come out and said it was the wrong decision. So there's no it's United fans being United fans. It's the refs that have said this. So it is a strange coincidence, but you would hope and you would assume that referees would be a bit smarter than to just collapse to the whim of any manager that wants to complain.
They weren't even checked properly, man.
That's what I don't get. I don't understand, because it's like VAR, surely that's the whole point of it. And you watch it again, you go, well, that's not a foul, the Maguire one. Come on. He's done nothing wrong.
It just stands like that.
Yeah. What has he done wrong there? And then the sharp one, he's literally backing into De Gea.
Well, he's forward.
Backing into him, pushing him forward.
Speared him.
Without any attempt to get the ball. He's only there to do that. That's his tactic, is I'm going to try and stop him getting a ball, which is obviously a foul. And they've looked at it and gone, no, you're all right.
It's baffling decisions. And when people criticise VAR, and it's not VAR's fault.
No.
It's the quality and standard of refereeing here is awful. Across, awful. How many referees you see and you think, he's crap, he gives dodgy. Most, I can't remember. Who was it? There used to be one ref, we used to have him, and I think, he'll be okay today. He won't fuck up. Or if he does fuck up, it'll probably be an honest mistake. Yeah. But when it's so many mistakes, it's just incompetence.
I can't even
and when you
remember
got a screen
what time
there,
when that was.
you got a screen there that you can go and look at. And we're not, what I've noticed a lot will happen. It'll go to a replay, you'll be thinking, they'll check this now. And it'll come back and the game's restarted again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, where's the check?
Yeah, it's we've only just seen it for the
We've
first
had
time.
this before with refs getting in there. Do you remember Howard Webb when all the memes were going around and he was like...
In the United shirt?
Yeah. And he just went the complete
Didn't
other way.
Arbeloa tweet one?
Yeah,
Or
someone and
Danny
then had to
Agger
delete
tweeted
it.
one or
Yeah,
something.
had to delete it because he got in trouble. And then I remember we played the Scousers, and Andre Wisdom just threw Shinji Kagawa into the back of the net, no penalty. I can't remember, someone else was on a yellow, hacked down Ashley Young, doesn't get a penalty, don't get a second yellow. He did us against Spurs under Moyes, Ashley Young again, hacked down in the box, not against Spurs, it might have been Villa actually, doesn't get a penalty. It was like Howard Webb was going out of his way to prove he wasn't influenced. And this is Howard Webb, like, who refereed a World Cup final, who's like one of the most famous and well-respected, most respected referees in modern era. And even he was susceptible to it.
Yeah.
Because there was no doubt it got in his head.
Do you remember the Everton semi-final?
The Martial one, yeah.
No. The one we
The
lost.
Berbatov one, yeah.
And we should have had a penalty. And was it a red card? There was a decision in that game, and I remember going, do you know when you just want to go home? After, like, you're just like, fuck it. It was like after that, when I was on the kickoff for the Spurs game, yeah, and Martial got sent off and Lamela never got sent off.
Yeah.
I got up and I was like, I'm going home. Like, my head went, and like, I don't know how players don't chin refs sometimes. That's another story. 5 points dropped this week. Now, big part of it goes down to the refereeing decisions that day, but also we were very poor. What have you seen this week from United, and does it worry you, or is it a blip?
I don't know if it's a blip, because we sort of said it on the preview on Stretford Paddock that for me our attack is really faltering at the minute. Martial's continuing his poor form that he's had all season. Let's be honest. Cavani his movement's very good. He gets in good positions, and I think the goals will come for him. But at the minute they aren't quite. He missed 2 great chances, or 1 great chance and another decent chance against Arsenal the other night. But also, even now, that's the thing. So before those 2 weren't really getting the goals. Greenwood wasn't really playing that much, wasn't getting the goals. But you had Bruno and you had Rashford, bringing up the rear, scoring 15 goals each. Now they're not really scoring either. They're not firing. They're not playing that well. And what you need is, for a successful team, is you've got Bruno and Rashford, who's they're going to get the bulk of the goals, seemingly. But then when they drop off, you need Martial to pick it up. You need Greenwood to pick it up. You need Cavani to pick it up. And I think Cavani's played well. And, I don't want to say that he's not been particularly good this season, but he could have got 3 or 4 more goals. And at the minute, they aren't picking it up where Bruno and Marcus have sort of left off. They aren't carrying on. They aren't carrying the baton forward in terms of goals. And that's my worry, because, our defence is okay, but it's not great. And we can't rely on it to concede, 10 goals for the rest of the season. We have to outscore teams. That's how we do it, because our defence and our midfield defensively isn't quite good enough. So the fact that they aren't doing that, and haven't really done that for probably a month or so now, that is a bit of a worry for me.
I love that. I seen in the last, I don't think it was the press conference before Southampton, the press conference for the last game, and Andy Mitten asked Ollie a question, and Ollie went, "You're a United fan. You'd rather lose 3-2, innit?" I mean, he goes, "You'd rather win 3-2 than 1-0, innit?" He was just like, "It's all right, innit? Like, it's cool. Like, this is what you want, innit?"
It doesn't matter that
like,
we're conceding the goals.
As long as we're winning. Happy days, innit,
I
Andy?
suppose the 3-2 is a bit of a, against my argument, but in recent weeks we can see we have a lot of attackers not
I just
fought.
thought that was quite funny what Ollie said to Andy, because obviously out of all the journalists, I know Carl Anker's a United fan, but it's obvious, and he was like,
and you know each other, don't you, from his... I think he knows him from his
"You
playing
can't
days.
complain."
Yeah.
Come on,
Andy.
like, love this stuff.
It's good that he's got that, though, that sort of relationship, and he gets it like that.
What do you think, though? What is this, like, something that we can expect this week? Is it something that makes you worry? Is it like, what is this?
Do you know what? The delusions kicked in again.
Winning the league.
Like proper, like I feel we've got a picture of like Martial, Rashford,
That picture,
and
I've been
Greenwood,
feeling sad
like,
looking
off
at
the
that
screen,
picture,
and it just makes me think, we'll be all right. And when Joe's talking, then all I'm hearing is, "We're getting chances."
Oh, that smile, man.
If we take them chances, and I'm thinking, you know what? Well, yeah, I'm not quite there yet in terms of panicking. I feel strangely confident if you're looking at this Southampton game in particular. I think the goal's going to come, and I think that Marcus will come out of his... When we say a slump, he was good against the Scousers.
He was great.
He's
I
had
thought
2 bad
Liverpool
games.
was his best game.
Exactly. It's his best game all season, then he's had back-to-back, probably 2 of his worst this season. But sometimes that happens with any attacking player, happens with Marcus Rashford. He doesn't tend to have 4 or 5 games on a spin like that at all. So I expect him to bounce back. I still have faith in Martial. Sooner or later, he's going to start scoring. And Mason Greenwood as well. Even though he's not been back to what he was at the end of last season, we still see them glimpses, and you still get the impression that if he gets half a decent chance, there's a good chance he'll get you. There's a good chance he'll get you a goal out of it. So I'm not too pessimistic. I think that the goal's going to come, and I think that they're going to come sooner.
I like these games coming up because they're not like a Sheffield United where you go into it thinking we're going to win.
Yeah.
But they're games where the opposition's at a level where you have to be up for it. But they're also games where you should have enough possession and you should be able to play your game.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And like, I'm glad these are the fixtures that we've got rather than Fulham at home or something a little bit trickier.
Stinks of a
Brighton.
0-0 or something, doesn't it?
Palace.
Just looking at the Southampton game, we've got one thing we do have to get our head together with them, especially against them, is set pieces. Because we've gone into this knack now every time we play Southampton. They have a corner and they score from it.
Well, they were one of the first teams who did the thing that Sheffield United were doing. Not ever, but they kind of started the trend against United where what we're going to do is whenever Southampton get a set piece, they go, right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put 7 men on the near post.
Yeah.
And then they have to put then United have to put 7 men to mark those 7 men. So there's just a cluster of players that the goalie can't really get through, and especially a goalkeeper like De Gea who isn't, going through men and punching over people isn't his strongest suit anyway. And he was fouled against Sheffield United, but, Peter Schmeichel, for instance, probably wouldn't have let Billy Sharp get in his way of that ball. And that's not to say that De Gea's a bad goalkeeper, but that's always been a weakness of his. So that's what Southampton do. They put all the big men on the front post, and then they just chip it to that front post. And if someone wins it, the other good thing about that is you're at the near post, so if you win the header, it only has to go 6 feet, and it's in. Whereas if you're chipping it to the penalty spot, you allow De Gea, who's one of the best shot stoppers I've ever seen, probably the best, to pull off a save. When you're 2 feet off the goal line, you can't save that. So they did kind of put this formula together for how to get goals against United from set pieces. And I'm sure they're going to go for it again. And they've got some gigantic players in there, haven't they? So that is a bit of a concern that we need to sort out, or we need to find some way of mitigating, or maybe you play Dean Henderson for this one because he's more likely to sort of clear through everyone and punch over players. I don't know, but it is a bit of a concern, and we saw it against them last time. We had to get bailed out, didn't we, after conceding goals?
See, you say that. I don't think Dean was great against Liverpool.
I don't think he was great against Liverpool.
But do you feel this is a better game for his...
Yeah, if you think of the play styles and what they're going to have to deal with, he's going to do less shot stopping, which is what De Gea's strong suit is, but he may have to do more coming through bodies, climbing over people, being physical.
He's great at them, isn't he?
He is, and he's also good at when the balls are played through Danny Ings, playing the ball through to Danny Ings. Henderson comes out of his goal much better with his feet as well. He'll come out of the box and he'll clear it, and he'll rush off his line. If we're playing a high line, which I think Eric Bailly may well play, although I don't think Ollie will select him. You may need someone who's more capable of coming out of their box, clearing the ball away, while we're sort of putting pressure on their attack, on their defence.
Are you boys still? Are we still in a title race?
Yes.
Or like?
We're second in the league.
Because there's a lot of doom and gloom around at the minute, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, there is.
The thing is, right, you can be in a title race, and obviously, I know this is so obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway, and not win the title. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're in a title race doesn't mean, well, that's it. Get the parade booked in for May, because we've won it now.
I've booked it in, though.
I know, yeah, so we all have, of course, mate. Do you know what I mean?
The annoying thing is, you book it as a day off, but you'd have to film it.
Oh, yeah, we'd have to work.
I don't mind that.
Yeah,
it's happy days.
Almost for personal
I did the
record.
last parade.
Did you?
I did that. I did it for Key when I was reporting. Yeah, it was a nightmare. I was stuck.
We were running around with like... Was Rossi HD and Tobias Gaming or something? Because they were the big things and I wasn't.
Neil working.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing him on the forecourt, Old Trafford, kicking off with security when they were asking him to move. Love Neil. But no, I think we're still in the race. You can't, like Joe said, 4 points. You're not just going to go...
Are these must-wins this week, though, you think?
If you want to carry on being in a title race, I think you've got to take minimum 4 points out of these 2 games.
Yeah, we can't lose them both. But like, I think it was you, wasn't it, on the watch-along where you said the whole thing of a must-win. Oh, so we draw it, and that's it then. Let's give up, and that's it then.
We always say that. It must win, and then we don't win.
It was a must-win.
We'll not put watching the rest of the season then, because it's over.
That's the end of that. That was a must-win. No, we can still drop points and win the league. And in terms of being in a title race, we're second in the league. If we aren't in a title race, what's the alternative? City have already won it.
And the Scousers, don't worry about them behind us. Let's just, we'll move out your way.
Exactly.
1 month ago, everyone was talking about City like they were finished.
Yeah. Liverpool were top of the league. United were quickly catching them up, and City were admittedly only a point behind United. But at that point, the view was on Liverpool and United.
Yeah.
City might as well have been 8th. And now, because the team that has been the team to beat for the last decade. I think we're looking before, and 9 of the last 11 years, City have finished either first or second. They are the team to beat and have
Disgusting.
been. Unfortunately,
Disgusting
as a
record,
United
that is.
fan,
It's horrible.
If you want to win the league, you have to finish above Man City, and that's still the case. And it was going to be the case. It was always going to be the case this season. But if we say we're not in a title race, then you might as well give it to them now. We definitely are. If anyone is, United are. And, we're 1 point off them. They've got a game in hand. They might not even win that. We're 1 point behind them. No, it's done. We're 1 point behind them.
And there's it's such a long way to go, man. They got some difficult games. And they've got to go to Everton and get something.
They've got to go to Middlesbrough and get something. When you say something like that about Stuart Pearce,
about a man like Zinchenko,
We got the headset.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
Go on, Jay. You down that camera, Jay, for us.
You can watch it. You can tell him if he's watching. I love it if we beat them. Just love it.
But let's not forget, they are going to have a Champions League run to contend with, which is their main target this season is to win the Champions League. It's not to win the Premier League. It's not to, we get the domestic bastard, whatever it is, domestic treble. Who cares, right? It's not to do the domestic bastard. Their target, their number one target this season is to win the Champions League. So if it comes down to it and they get,
You bastards.
City tend to get
Wacky bastards.
Leon and Schalke and Shakhtar every single round up
And
until
then
the final.
Mönchengladbach in the
And
next
they still
round.
manage to
Yeah.
lose.
What's
But,
all that about?
let's hope maybe they get Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or Atletico Madrid, someone who's a bit difficult. They may have to prioritise squad rotation.
Hopefully they slog it all the way to the
Yeah.
semis and then get knocked out.
And that's the thing. So
That'd have been that, wouldn't it?
we've still got all that tail end of the season to contend with, and I think it's absolutely not over yet in terms of Man City winning the league. We're 1 point behind them. Let's not get too carried away the other way now either. We're still there, everything to play for.
When we were saying 21 is coming,
Yeah.
we weren't getting carried away. But when people are saying 21 is not coming, we mean 21 is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying, yeah.
essentially.
Exactly, man. You've hit the nail on the head there.
So, and we
Summed it
didn't,
up perfectly.
we didn't say what year.
No, but the thing is, the 21 is coming stuff is a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It's an optimism. It's an excitement.
It's like it's coming home.
That's embracing the fact that we're doing better than we thought we would. But when the title race is over, then that is people being serious and being reactive, and they mean it because they're upset, which is fair enough. We all get like that. But let's look at the table, look at the situation. There's a big few games coming up for United, and see where we are in 5 games rather than that's the end of that. Then we're a point off them.
Ollie summed it up perfectly. He said you can't win a title halfway through the season, but you can lose one. You can be out of it, and we're not out of it.
No.
So we've not won it, but we're not out of it.
We're not out of it. But at the end of the season, this week could be that. Let's not go there. 21 is coming.
Thank you.
Guys, make sure you're checking out Stretford Paddock where you get more from all of us. And we're all on the watch along tomorrow as well. Make sure you like and comment and sharing. Is not. Make sure you like and comment and sharing, subscribing and all that. Anything, you subscribe to Jay's channel.
Scotty and Marty.
Yeah.
Me and Dave Scott. Check it out.
Subscribe to Joe's
Follow
channel.
me at JoeSmith93 on Twitter and Instagram,
I
please.
tweeted him about that. Wasn't abusive, but I'll let him know.
Thank you.
Yeah. And cleverly. Tweeted him for that. So it's such a great time to be alive, that. Guys, subscribe. See you in a bit.